1 week after the deadly shooting spree there, politicians, activists, families are fighting to make a change for the future, a change that prevents something like that from ever happening here again. Two of the people trying to do that work are husband and wife team Jamelia Land and Samuel Brown, co-founders of ASAP, the Anti-Violent Safety and Accountability Project. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sansaray.
Thank you so much for being here. About 13 hours after the deadly shots were fired on K Street, the mayor, other politicians, other activists like yourself started talking about the need for more resources in certain communities to stop something like this from happening in the future. As a prized live, work, play district for the city, K Street, arguably one of the most resourced in the city. So where should the focus be when it comes to investment, and what should it be in? Jamelia, let's start with you.
Well, I think that's a great question, Sansaray. And first, before we go into this, I would like to offer my condolences to all of the families who have lost someone during this horrific time. But when we talk about the resources, a lot of times when we have situations like this, we talk about throwing money at it, right? We need more police officers. We need more money for the community-based organizations that are in the communities fighting against these types of violent crimes. But the reality of it is the resources actually need to go into the communities that are being the most affected by these types of shootings before we actually get to this type of violence and these types of shootings. And so when we look at the lack of resources that are in our communities for our children that are dealing with adverse childhood experiences, that they end up choosing criminal behaviors as coping mechanisms in the first place, is where I believe that we really need to start.
Okay, and Samuel, accountability is in the name of ASAP, the group you founded, and after something like this, the public wants accountability. They want everyone responsible locked up, and some might say throw away the key. You were recently released from prison after serving 24 years for attempted murder in Sacramento. You used your time in very constructively, getting your bachelor's and teaching other inmates. What's wrong with the public's only focus being punishment after something like this?
So the focus of dealing with punishment exclusively prevents us from dealing with oftentimes the cause or things that contribute to people like my wife just said, adopting criminality in the first place. Most prisoners or people who commit crimes are casualties long before they're offenders. So instead of us focusing on dealing with the effects, we need to focus on the causes. And that's not only on an individual scale, but also on a community-based level. It's also on the overarching programs and systems that govern everyone's existence within these communities where these crimes are taking place. So instead of just pointing the finger at the person who committed the crime, let's try to focus and understand, why did someone turn to committing this type of crime? Because most times people that hurt people are already hurting. And so we need to focus on healing the hurt.
And for either of you, who else, in your opinion, needs to be held accountable in the wake of this incident and in advance of any other? And in what way? Jamelia, maybe you start here.
Well, I'm gonna say we have a lot of government officials that oftentimes when we have these types of crimes, they just want to throw money at it. Recently here, I heard something very disturbing that Mayor Darrell Steinberg said. He was, during the middle of a call, he said something so heartless, cold, callous, and insensitive that he made a reference to a gentleman that he was speaking to and said, well, you know, you have the gun to our head and we could do some things differently. And I thought that, you know, that was cruel. It was inhumane, but these are the types of things that our government officials oftentimes have to say. They are the ones that are in control of the money that is being disseminated to the various communities. And when they don't care about us, they don't care about what's really happening in our communities. They don't care that children are losing their lives every day. They don't care that people are choosing criminal behaviors as coping mechanisms because we are living in communities that we lack resources. And so I would say that, you know, our government officials need to start looking at themselves. They need to start looking at how they are engaging their communities, and we need to start looking at where we are actually spending our resources to prevent some of these things from happening. And I don't mean after the fact.
I do have to say that this is a conversation, of course, that will be continuing for a long time in our community after what happened last week. So your perspective and that of other activists, you both coming to share this morning, very important as this conversation rolls out and continues, and we do look for the answers that everybody so desperately wants to find. Thank you so much for joining me this morning.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for expanding the conversation, Sansa Ray.